So I want to share with you, those who are watching, those who are children, a little story, or really two sets of stories that are found in God's Word in the Bible. And you're probably familiar with those. And on the screen you might see this picture here that I'm also watching on my screen, and hopefully you can see it as you're watching. And what do you see there? Can you describe some of those animals? Do you know them by name? And of course they are all in one place, one location. And what is that location? Is it on land, is it in air, or is it on the water? And do you know what it is called? That place where they're in? If you said Noah's Ark, then yes, that was the right answer. And if you can see on the screen, you'll see in the back there's a rainbow. And so it reminds us of the story in the Bible of the time when God said that there was enough evil that people had not listened to God, and He would destroy the world. But if people wanted to be saved, as long as they came into the ark, they would be saved. And so, guess what? The animals listened, along with 8 people, and they were in that ark, and they were saved. Now, in order to be saved, what did they have to do? Did they have to fill out some forms, application forms? Did they have to phone some government? Or what did they have to do? They simply had to obey God. And after that, when they came in the ark, then they just had to stay put till the floods that had come had subsided. And then it was time to go out and see that beautiful rainbow, reminding them that God would never destroy the earth in that same way again. But the one thing that I want us to remember from the story is that they had to stop doing things in order to be saved. And the word in the Bible is called rest, R-E-S-T. So when there are challenges in our life, we sometimes try to do lots of this and that and what we call work or efforts to save ourselves. But God's solution to being saved is to enter into His rest. So Noah's Ark was a symbol of entering into the rest. And that takes me to this other picture, if you see on your screen. And if you guessed right what this picture is saying, it's telling us of the first story in the Bible, in the book of Genesis. Genesis means beginning. And you see that God created all these things in the picture. Do you remember how many days? And what was created on the last day? Or who was created? Right, so all the animals, all the dry ground, the sky, what is called the firmament, and all these pear podde and the fruits and everything, including man himself, God created. But after creating, what did He do on the last day, which is now for us the first day? The 7th day, He did the same thing He wants us to do. R-E-S-T, rest. Another word for rest in the Bible is when God gave the 10 commandments. Do you remember what the 4th commandment was? Well, here you have it on your screen. Can we read that together? Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Sabbath day is a day of rest. Not to just sleep in, but to keep it holy. And so when God created the earth on the 7th day, He set the example of the Sabbath day or day of rest. And He did that. He wants us to do that. When people were saved during Noah's time, they came into the ark and experienced rest while God saved them. And so, today is Sunday. And Sunday for most of us, in most parts of the world, is a day when we can keep Sabbath. And here's a picture that I have on the screen as a good idea on how to keep the Sabbath. It's not just listening to God's word in church or singing songs, although that is very important, and I'm glad you're taking the time to do that right now. But what about the rest of the day? Are you going to go and do things that really don't qualify under rest or keeping the holy day? Maybe if it is a nice day outside, you can go and appreciate the beautiful flowers if they're already out, or things outside God's creation that He created for us and gave us the seventh day to rest and see all that. And when you see that and know that God is the one who gave it all to us as a gift to enjoy, and then we are keeping it holy by focusing on all these things as a way to focus on God. So remember the Sabbath day. Remember the day of the week that is set aside to rest in God. God bless you.